Hi everyone, just wanted to go over some things that we're changing in REMS that's going to be taking effect over the weekend. We've got quite a few new features that we're going to be adding. Just for FYI, you may see a little bit of server time down this weekend as far as while we're doing updates. You may see a message that shows that there are updates that are taking place. Just hang tight while we go through the process of moving the code over to our production server, and we'll be offering these new features that should really help you out. Today we're just going to go through these different things that we've added into REMS on this version. I just want to quickly skim over them with you. If you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up, whether it's through email or through the chat button in REMS, and I will help you through any questions that you might have. So first thing we're going to go through is we've added some new features to our panel schedule. With this, the first option that we've added is the ability to be able to add coupons or QR codes. This is going to be mostly for advertisement purposes or something you may want to include in on a panel schedule. So just kind of quickly want to go through that and how to set that up. How you're going to do that would be that you would go to the company menu of the Tesla Electric, or your company's name. You're going to click right here. And on that edit of the company information, you'll go down and you'll see that there's two new spots on here for panel logo 1 and panel logo 2. So the one thing I would recommend is we recommend that image to be sized for 310 by 310 pixels. On those sizes, that's going to be the best size for it to fit the image in the panel schedule. So we'll go ahead and quickly do that. I'm going to go ahead and go to choose file here. We're going to go to coupons. I've got this first one here that we're going to choose. We're going to click on that, and then we're also going to go ahead and assign a second one, which we'll use a QR code, so that way in case a customer is trying to scan to your website or something of that nature. And then we're going to update. So now that we've updated that, we're going to go to Glenstone Homes. I'm going to show you the example of the panel schedule here. And if we go to generate PDF, we will see that down on the bottom of the panel schedule now is the images that you have attached. So those will actually become part of the panel schedule, so that way when you're putting them in panels, that you'll have some coupon options or a QR code, whatever image that you're wanting to move in there. If you've got some different specials going on, that type of thing, you'll be able to add those into your panel schedule, so that way your customers can get a hold of you, maybe get a little bit of future business out of that. Pretty much can be anything. It just needs to be the 310 by 310 pixel arrangement, and that's going to be the best configuration for you. But going forward, those images will show up in there. Now, if there's ever a situation where you're wanting to take an image out or change it with something else, just go back to your company name there, and you would go back. You'll see that it has the trash buttons here. You can press one of those and then just simply click on that, and it'll take that image out, and then you can update a new image once you've hit the delete button. So, and then after that, you would just hit update. So that's how that functionality is going to work. We had a request by several people on panel schedule if there's any way that it could be a little bit more customized, and that gives them some options. We're going to stay in the panel schedule because we've added more features into this as well. One of the things that was requested was in the situation where people are taking the panel and flipping it upside down, and the numbers are now in the evens on the left-hand side and the odds on the right-hand side. So if you go into build panel schedule, you'll see that we have this option now for reverse panel. And if you have multiple panels, it will show on every one of those panels as you go down that same option of being able to choose the reverse panel. So it's not just for the first panel, you can do it to multiple panels. But we have some situations with that. Now on the normal On the normal panel schedule we have, if we were to generate this, we can see that our panel schedule is giving the odds of, in this case, it's a 40 position panel. We've got 1 through 39 on this side, and we have 2 through 40 over on the right hand side. By doing this, we can go and click on reverse panel, and once we hit save, simply go to generate PDF. Now you can see that the evens have been moved over to this side, with 40 starting at the top and down to 2, and then on this side obviously the 39 to the 1. So this will help you in the situation where panels have been flipped upside down, maybe a garage service or something where you're putting your main on the bottom. This will just give you another option to handle that so that you can still effectively use the panel schedule. Now, as far as the circuits go, you're going to keep placing them just this normal way that you always have, but this option is just going to give you the ability to flip those numbers from the odds to the evens in that situation. So it should be a helpful situation. Now, another one thing we added in the panel schedule is the ability to do this Chiron up here. You'll see that's added. Currently, it's showing it as blank. Now, what this option is going to be is if you were to go to the assemblies and say we're going to click on add new assembly real quick, just so I can show you this. We've added a menu inside there which is called panel identification. Now, panel identification is going to work on any of the items that's going to be for any place where a breaker could fall, such as a service panel, sub-panel, circuit breaker in this situation. And if we go down to panel identification here, when we pull down this list, we've added you the examples of all breakers starting at a 15 amp single pole up to a 125 amp 2-pole that can fit inside a normal panel. So you'll have these different options to do. Now, we realize that you probably already have assemblies made. Going forward, as you're making new circuit breaker assemblies, you'll assign that. But we wanted a quick way for you to be able to update all of your circuit breakers at one time and not affect assemblies that are already built. So we've added this button now. It's going to be kind of a, this button may not end up being here forever, but what it's going to do is allow you to update all those at once. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on update panel identification. And as you can see, it's going to show us anything that has been marked as a circuit breaker, a panel that could have a breaker in it, or a sub panel that could have a breaker in it. And it's just any of your assemblies that are included in that. So we're going to go ahead and go through this list real quick just so you can see this work. So we're going to take a 20 amp GFI circuit opening. We're going to toggle this on, and we're going to go through here and we're going to say, okay, we are picking, we will take a 20 amp, give me a second here. Let's go with the 20 amp single pole here. And on this one, we're going to say that this is this particular refrigerator we've got built with the 15 amp AFCI GFCI. So we're going to choose that. Microwave we built with the 20 amp AFCI GFCI. So we're going to choose that. Dishwasher, same thing. Washer circuit, same thing. Sump. We're going to still call this a 20 amp single pole for now. And we've got all those checked, and we're going to update that first sheet. So we'll hit update. And once you've done that, now those are out of the list because they've been updated. Range circuit, we'll do this one. We're going to do a 40 amp 2-pole. We'll do a dryer. So we'll do a 30 amp 2-pole. Your gas furnace, we'll do a 15 amp single pole there. AC disco, this is built as a 25 amp 2-pole. 15 amp circuit. I think we're gonna leave that untoggled for now. And then we have 15 amp arc fault circuit. We're going to 15 amp AFCI. Same thing, 20. We have a 20 amp AFCI. We have a 15 amp AFCI GFCI circuit. And on the 60 amp sub panel, we'll take a 60 amp 2-pole there. We're going to update that. And then these ones are the ones that are left. If you do not have to put any kind of identification on those, if there's no breakers included, just ignore these. I guess we will fix that one as well. AFCI, missed that one. Update that. Like I said, these currently have, we'll leave these not updated right now. This is just putting anything into this menu for a quick way for you to update your assemblies without having to go through your whole list of assemblies to update. And if there is no breaker, just leave them blank for now. So, and okay, so we're going to go back out to the admin menu. We're going to go back to this builder here, and I'm going to go to this 1234 Seagulf, and we'll go back to panel schedule. And now we can see that the Chiron has been activated. So it is going to give you an accurate count on these items to be able to tell you how many of these. Now, where this comes in handy is especially on the tablet. This option is now available. And if say you're double checking through a house at the end of the rough-in, you're double checking your counts in the panel just to make sure that all the circuits were pulled. This Chiron will run on the tablets and show you the exact amount of different circuits that you have inside that panel, so you can verify that count to make sure that they match. So this should be a nice handy tool for you to be able to tell exactly what you have in the panel. Should give you a pretty easy way to tell that. So that is that feature. All right, next we're going to go through just a quick one. We did make some changes in a lot of the reports. One request that we had was on our pick list report. Originally on pick list, if you were to run your pick list, it would tell, we'll go ahead and generate it just so I can show you the example. On general pick list, it was just giving quantities, but at the bottom, it was giving the overall total to the supply house of what we thought this cost. A lot of people were asking for us to take this off, so that way that if they were sending something out to get bid or something of that nature, the supply houses wouldn't have a general idea of knowing what we thought those materials were going to cost. So what we've done in that situation is we took and gave you the ability to do an omit total. And basically all that's going to do is take off that total. So you're just going to go ahead and click on that, and when you generate the report, you will see now that at the bottom there is no longer an overall total. It's just giving the quantity of the things that you're looking for. So this is going to be helpful for you if you're trying to get a bid from someone, from one of your vendors on a job that you're doing or something, and you do not want to give them an accurate idea of what you think it should cost. And then you can just send this list out to get an actual quote off of the parts. So pretty simple, but like I said, we've had requests from people about this, and we wanted to make this as a feature that was available to you. Some of the next features, probably some of my favorite new features that we've added. One of our big changes that we made to REMS is we have added a new set of icons. What they're called are the builder icons. So right now, obviously, we have our normal black ones that we use for estimate, and the red is for our customers, transparent, credits, etc. So we have all these different choices. But one of the requests from people was when they were estimating a project to a builder and giving them a certain price, but then the builder started making changes themselves after the estimate was given out. And one of the requests was, is there a way that we can identify to the builder the options that they added to this plan after an original estimate? And when I say it, I realize that we have that customer option, which is in red, that goes to our builder and our homeowner, or from our builder to our homeowner, but that includes the markup of what the builder wants to make off of that homeowner. So we needed another set of icons that would give you the ability just to show the builder, these are the items that you've added, and the red indicates what the customer has added. So how we've done that is we built a set that are called builder, and they are coming in blue. And I'll give you a demonstration of this real quick. We can see in this situation that I've placed just these six LED cans on the plan so that you can see kind of what the builder has added, and then we had these original two, and this will make a little bit more sense in a second, but I just wanted to give you kind of an understanding of what that's doing there. So if we were to come back out of this plan after we put that in, you'll see in the assembly menu that we now have this builder option here. So, and you'll see that all these are in blue, all of the different assembly choices you have, and the normal ones are just there available in blue. Now, one thing we did to these blue icons, besides just showing the ability that you can show those items and that they'll be counted, we also gave you the ability to put a different kind of markup on that. So say if we have a situation where an estimate is going out to a builder at 10% above how we've built the assemblies. With this option, any of the ones that are in blue would mean that you can set that total different than what you would normally charge that builder. So you'll have that choice to add that markup ability to say, hey, after I've given you this bare-boned estimate, changes you're making are going out at a different price towards you. So that's what that's for. Simple to edit. All you got to do is go to Edit Project Info, and you will see that we have that third box on there now, giving you the option to set it higher than how it was originally put out to the home builder. So what that is keep in mind, this shows that it's 20%. So the way that you're going to set this is, in the normal situation, we've set it 10% above how we built our assemblies. What this is going to be basically 20% above how we built those assemblies. So basically what you're adding in that situation is 10% more of how that builder normally sees that. Just want to make sure you're clear on that. So technically you could set this at 10%, and then if you did that on the estimate, it would just basically be counting those items and matching what you normally charge that builder. Now, keep in mind, you don't normally want to dip this number below what you're putting over here, because then you're charging them less than what you would normally charge them. So whatever you're putting that markup at, it needs to match how much you normally charge that builder or more. like I said, they're going to see that they're paying less if you dip it below, in this case, the 10%. So we're going to leave it at, we're going to leave it at 20 just for this demonstration so I can show you. And then we're going to go ahead and update this. Now, what's important to this is how it shows up on the reports. If we go to reports on this particular job, this 34 Mockingbird Lane, we will see that you now have a new report that showed up. It's called Builder Change Order. So Builder Change Order is going to give you the option, if you wanted to send this to the builder in separate, this is how you would do it. So you can go ahead and click on View and generate it. And when you generate this report, it's going to show just the blue items that were added, just those builder icons that were added, nothing else. So if you build it that way and you wanted to send that report that way, you would have the ability to, just showing them what they added past the point of estimate. But we added another option on top of that. So if you go to reports and we were to go to any, whether it's the general estimate report or the detailed estimate, general or detailed invoice, there is a new button that is available on there. So if we go to, I'm going to go to detailed estimate report so that you can see this. And you will see that there is a new box on here that you can check. And it says include builder change order. So normally it would just have the items that were estimated. But if we were to click this and generate it, we will see that now that estimate holds those builder changes, and it gives you that headline there of builder changes in the bold letters, so that they know that those are the items past the point of estimate that they added. So I just want to make you aware of that. Now, if you have an invoice that's going to show the builder, on our invoices, we have the ability to show the customer changes. You will see 3 lines. You will see our normal estimated items. You will see the bold customer changes, and it will show those items. And then you will also see in bold the builder changes with the items they added. So we can see from this report that I put those 2 6-inch LED recessed lights on there, and because they were at that 10% above, they were going out at $105 an opening. The new ones, because we put the 20%, is showing that those 6 went out at $114 in comparison. So you can see that by doing that, you have the ability to kind of, if you have an estimate where you're trying to kind of keep it tight so that you can get the job, and then if they're making changes after that, it can give you the ability to kind of make up some money on some items by placing them in blue. So I just want to make you aware of that this was an item that had been requested for a long time. So we finally got it in there. Like I said, it is available on the tablet versions on both Android and iOS. After your devices are updated, you will see those builder items appear in the assembly menu on the editor on the tablet versions as well. So also you will see on the same thing that on the estimate generation inside tablet, you will see the same box that you can include the builder change order as well, so that those items can be generated from the tablet so that you can see that in the estimate report. So kind of a nice new feature. I hope you guys enjoy that one. We've had a lot of requests for that, so I'm really hoping everybody enjoys it. And last but not least, we've got a really cool feature that we've been working on in the editor. It seems kind of basic, but it's kind of something that we're excited about in the editor that's been kind of long awaited. And that's 2 different options. What it is the auto turn as you're dragging, and auto alignment of switches and devices. So I want to go through that with you real quick. We're going to go into a plan so I can show you how this works. If we go back into this plan, let's go to, I'm going to grab the standard or 15 amp receptacle just so I can show you a turn. If we were to place this on the plan and we wanted to, normally when we're moving it to the wall, we would drag it over there, we would double click on that item, and we would rotate. This is not going to have to be done anymore the way that we've done it in the past. Now the option is still available to you, but you no longer have to use it. So basically, on this outlet, you can see if we start dragging it, there's really no change. If you double click on it and the red box is on and we start dragging towards the wall, it will turn in the orientation that we want it to be placed. So we can see by doing this that we can turn these items in the direction that we want them to go. As you can see, all you have to do is turn that red box on, and you can drag the items into place, and they will automatically auto-turn for you on the page where you want them to go. So this should help it make things a lot faster for you in the design process when designing it. So you're not having to go in and use the rotator every time. So now we did make another change to the rotator. So I'm going to turn this on, and you can see now that you still have the normal option like we had before on the rotator, but you will see that there's a new rotating box. We have some situations in the past where a wall is at like a 15-degree angle where we only had the 45s and 90s before available to you. Now, if you grab the wheel, you can turn it any amount that you need it to be. So you can turn it even on the slightest amount to set that icon. So if you have a wall that has those weird degrees that needs to be set, you'll be able to rotate it now to get it in the place that you want it to go. So kind of a nice feature there. We've had a lot of requests for that just because of kind of some of the weird walls where you might have a 15-degree angle or something like that. That will give you that option by just double clicking on it and then grabbing onto the rotator and then slightly turning that rotator. It'll give you the angle that you're looking for. So you can be at some strange angles that normally you wouldn't have available to you in the past. Last thing I want to go through today is going to be our new auto align feature. Now, this has always been kind of a headache in REMS, I'll admit, was trying to stack switches close together. When you were trying to stack them, sometimes they would stick. We were having some issues with that. So we wanted to build a way for you that help you speed up the process when doing the layouts by what we're calling auto align. So I'm going to go ahead and toggle on a switch here so you can see this work. And by taking this switch, we're going to drag it. You can see it automatically turn because I was moving over to the left. But this new feature will allow you to bring close to the switch, and that will align the switches next to each other. Now these will actually end up being a little bit closer. I've still got a little bit of tweaking to do on this weekend after it moves over, but you can see that we can now put those items and they will auto align in proximity to each other, so that way you're not sitting there trying to get them to auto align. So this should be kind of a nice feature for everybody. Like I said, it shows that they're a little spaced out right now because you're saying, gosh, that's kind of a big spacing. Actually, once it's got some trim option that we're going to do to cut off on the sides. So these switches will sit tight to each other against the wall. So you can see here where we want to auto align. So all you have to do in that situation is bring that switch close to the other one, and it'll automatically put it in line with the other switches. So should make the design process much faster for you. But kind of a nice feature as far as getting to be able to get items on the plan much faster. I think that this will be something that will be nice for everyone. So, and then, like I said, you can just bring it in from either side, and then it will auto align them across the top so that they're all lined up nice and perfectly. So you're not having to sit there and try to get them closer and move them around. It will automatically put them right next to each other, so in the perfect formation. So it'll also make your plans look a lot cleaner when we're talking about switches. So it should be a helpful option for you. One last thing about that, and I'm going to show you a situation where this is going to be a little bit of a problem for you. We ran into this in the testing process, but we've built a workaround on this. And what that's dealing with is you can see that in certain situations when we get things kind of too close together, as far as probably the best situation is going to be something like a bathroom where we've got lots of items that are getting jammed together with just no choice. You can see that if they're getting too close, they'll want to auto align with each other. If that starts happening to you where you're just having problems getting them because of auto aligning, automatically wanting to turn them, you'll see this new button on the once the red box is pulled up with the 4 lines. If you click that button there, you will see that it shuts the auto toggle off. So by doing that, you can put it anywhere you want and it won't auto turn. So just simply click on that button. You can turn it off and on. Obviously, if you turn it on, it's automatically going to start trying to turn them. But by doing that, we'll just simply shut that off. And then by having that off, you can have them anywhere you want next to each other because that button is turned on. So it should be a nice tool for you guys on the design process. I designed quite a few plans using that with these new auto align features. It cut a lot of time off the plans just because you're not sitting there having to mess with things. So I'm hoping it really helps you out on with some of the different design problems that we've had in the past, or just our ultimate goal on the editor is always to try to make the editing process faster. So that way, yes, you're taking out all that other time of having to count your materials and building out your estimates and stuff by using the editor, but our ultimate goal is to make the editor so fast for you that you're just gaining so much time by using it that it'll make it much more effective towards your estimating process when we're designing plans. Now, a couple last things I would like to talk about. One thing that we will be changing, which you should see happen this weekend if we get through all of them, is we've built a feature into REMS that in the past, and this has always been a kind of an issue with people, is that certain items, all the icons when they were originally built in REMS are built at the exact same size. So this ceiling fan is built at the same size as our outlet as far as the amount of spacing on the boxes. So actually we've already started turning some of these up, but what you'll see happen is that some of the icons will place bigger on the plans going forward than some of the other ones. So you won't have to make them bigger every time that you place them to kind of make them fit the room correctly. Now, there will be an effect on older plans because of this. Plans that you've already designed. If you run into that situation on an older plan after you see this feature come on, what I would recommend you do is to resize an icon to match where the existing icons already are on in comparison to the other ones on the page, and then relock it. So you would just basically take your icon and bring it on the page, and then change it to the correct size, and then relock. And that will relock the icons on the page. This is dealing with the fact that since a plan already it was designed one way, we're actually going to be making some icons smaller and some bigger due to this new feature. But what it's going to end up happen for you is once this feature is done, you shouldn't have to reset icons at different sizes on the screen based on the plan matching to the other icons, because this will already be done for you automatically. So just want to make you aware of it. It's going to be a nice feature once it's all done. We have about 600 icons to go through, so please bear with me while I go through all those icons. But once this is done, it will really help out with the design process, making it that much faster. Lastly, just want to make you all aware we have a lot of new options that we are working on right now that are going to be coming out, and hopefully we're hoping by the end of first quarter of 2022. One thing that everybody is seeing right now that's been a major problem for everyone is dealing with how material cost is changing so fast that it's hard to keep your assemblies up to date because of it. We're actually building a new option right now that is going to be dealing with being able to batch process assemblies all at one time, and it will show you the differences between where you were at and where you're at now in pricing, and some different thresholds to help you build those assemblies faster, and then you'll be able to update all of your assemblies in one shot. It's going to be a really, really cool feature that is really going to help everybody out because of the way materials are moving. Just want to make you aware of it. It's something that we saw as soon as the material started moving around as fast as it has been, that you'll be able to keep your pricing up to date, especially with the wire, different things of that nature, and it will tell you this is the newest price on these items and this is where you should stay, or our recommended pricing. So it's going to give you some options. You're also going to be able to pull in a plan on this assembly menu so that you can compare where you were at and where it ends up now on this new pricing. And you can see if your profitability still matches. We will be adding what is the time feature. This is always something that in the past people have asked for. In the assembly building process, you kind of had to know what you needed for time. This feature is going to basically track your time. So as you're building an assembly, you'll be able to set how long you think the rough end part of it's going to take, how long you think the trim part of it's going to take, and it will calculate out the time for you automatically so that you can see at the end your estimated amount of time and guys that you're going to need. So kind of similar to how Profit Calculator, where you can see that, this will already have all that calculated because you're going to be building in your estimated amount of time as assemblies get built. So we've got a lot of stuff where we're going to be concentrating on that market of things in the first quarter. I hope it helps everybody out. Once again, I just want to thank everyone who is using REMS, and please keep giving us the input that you on the different things that you have. Like we say, this is built by electricians for electricians, and everything that you guys have asked for, those are the things that we try to incorporate in REMS as we go forward. So please continue. We love the feedback, and those are the things that we love to see across United States, Canada. We love when you guys are giving us those kind of responses so that we know, okay, these are the things that we really want to focus in on to help these people in the process. So thank you again. Like I said, if you do have any questions on these changes that we're adding, please let me know. You can hit me up through email through support@tawconcepts.com, or you can use the chat button Either way, I will respond to any of your requests and make sure that I get all your questions answered as quick as I can. So thanks again. Like I said, we should see this over the weekend. If everything goes smooth, everybody will be seeing all these features at their 100% by Monday morning. Lastly, with the tablets, some tablets are going to give you that automatic update. If for some reason your tablet is blocking the automatic update, you may have to go to the store and get the newest version of the tablet versions for your devices. So we see most devices taking it, but some of the older tablets could not work the greatest on the automatic update. So please make sure to keep that in mind. If you don't see the builder icons and stuff after it's done the update, to uninstall the tablet version and grab the new version from the store and just start with a clean copy is going to be the best way to do that. So like I said, thanks again. And if anybody has any questions, let me know.